What if I told you that one of Hollywood's kindest stars has lived through more heartbreak than most people could imagine? The man who makes millions of fans smile has spent much of his own life fighting unimaginable pain. He lost people he loved, faced tragedy after tragedy, and could have given up countless times. Yet instead of becoming bitter, he became one of the most respected celebrities in the world. This isn't just the story of Keanu Reeves, the actor. It's the story of a man who proved that even after life breaks your heart, you can still choose kindness. Let's begin. Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2nd, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon. At first, his childhood looked ordinary, but everything changed when he was still very young. His father left the family, and Keanu was raised by his mother, Patricia, who worked incredibly hard to support him. Growing up wasn't easy. The family moved from country to country before finally settling in Toronto, Canada. Because they moved so often, Keanu never had the chance to enjoy a stable childhood. He constantly had to make new friends, adapt to new schools, and start over. As if that wasn't difficult enough, he struggled with dyslexia, which made reading and learning much harder than it was for many of his classmates. School became a daily challenge. Some teachers underestimated him. Others assumed he simply wasn't interested. But the truth was very different. Keanu wasn't unintelligent. He simply learned differently. Instead of giving up, he found confidence elsewhere. Sports became his escape. Ice hockey wasn't just a hobby. It became his passion. He was such a talented goalie that teammates nicknamed him The Wall. For a while, he dreamed of becoming a professional hockey player, but life had other plans. A serious injury ended that dream before it could truly begin. For many people, losing their biggest dream would have been devastating, but Keanu refused to let one setback define his future. He discovered something else that made him feel alive: acting. At first, he took small roles in commercials and television shows. No one knew his name. No one expected him to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He was simply another young actor trying to survive. Eventually, he moved to Los Angeles, hoping for a chance that might never come. For years, success came slowly. He worked hard, faced rejection after rejection, and kept going when many others would have quit. Then, in 1989, everything changed. A comedy called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure became a surprise hit. Almost overnight, audiences fell in love with Keanu's charming personality. Hollywood finally noticed him, but what looked like the beginning of a perfect life was actually only the calm before an unimaginable storm. The greatest success of his career was still ahead, but so was the deepest heartbreak of his life. By the late 1990s, Keanu Reeves had become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Movies like Speed had already made him a household name, but nothing could prepare the world for what happened next. In 1999, The Matrix changed cinema forever. So Keanu's role as Neo became legendary, turning him into one of the most recognizable actors on the planet. Fame, fortune, and success had finally arrived. From the outside, it looked like he had everything anyone could ever dream of. But behind the cameras, his personal life was becoming increasingly painful. Around that time, Keanu was in a relationship with actress and musician Jennifer Syme. The two were excited to start a family together and were expecting their first child. Sadly, in late 1999, their daughter, Ava Archer, Syme Reeves, was stillborn. It was a heartbreaking loss that deeply affected both of them. The grief placed immense strain on their relationship, and they eventually separated. Then, another tragedy struck. In 2001, Jennifer Syme died in a car accident. Within just a few years, Keanu had experienced two devastating personal losses. Rather than speaking publicly about his grief, he chose to keep much of it private. Friends and colleagues have often described him as someone who carries pain quietly, while continuing to treat others with respect and kindness. As if those losses weren't enough, Keanu also faced the death of one of his closest friends, actor River Phoenix, in 1993. River's passing had already left a lasting impact on him. reminding him how fragile life can be. Many people believe fame protects celebrities from suffering. Keanu's life tells a very different story. Money couldn't erase heartbreak. Success couldn't prevent loss. Awards couldn't heal grief. Yet despite everything he endured, he never allowed pain to define the way he treated other people. Stories from film sets describe him taking time to speak with crew members, learning their names, and showing the same respect to everyone, whether they were a director, a stunt performer, or a member of the catering team. During the Matrix sequels, it has been widely reported that he shared a portion of his earnings with members of the visual effects and costume teams, recognizing the people whose work helped bring the films to life. He also became known for quietly supporting charities, particularly those connected to children's health and cancer research, often without seeking public attention. He rarely talks about these acts himself. For Keanu, kindness has never seemed like a performance. It has simply been part of who he is. And perhaps that's what makes his story so powerful. He didn't become kind because life was easy. He chose kindness, even after life had given him every reason not to. But his journey wasn't over yet. The role that would introduce him to an entirely new generation of fans was still waiting. And it would prove that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always rise again. Just when the world thought Keanu Reeves had already reached the peak of his career, he shocked everyone with an incredible comeback. In 2014, he returned as John Wick, and what started as a simple action movie became one of the biggest franchises in Hollywood, introducing him to an entirely new generation of fans. But here's what makes Keanu truly special. People don't admire him only because of his movies. They admire the man behind them. Despite losing loved ones and going through years of heartbreaking personal tragedies, he never let pain turn him into a bitter person. Instead, he became known for his humility, generosity, and the genuine kindness he shows to fans, co-stars, and film crews alike. Keanu Reeves proved that true greatness isn't measured by fame, money, or blockbuster movies. It's measured by how you treat people, even when life has been unbelievably unfair. That's why millions around the world don't just see him as a Hollywood legend. They see him as an inspiration. If you respect Keanu Reeves, comment legend, smash the like button, subscribe, and follow for more unbelievable celebrity stories.